God. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 514. I am Brian Kilby, and with me this week, I am joined by the country ham-loving Don Ferguson. Hey, Don, how's it going?
Hey, everybody.
I am joined
Ham Master Don.
Also, Ham Master Don. Chris, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Is Don salted, too?
Yeah, Chris is being salty tonight.
He is. So, Chris, Matt, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Sweet. Diecast?
I'm sad. I have no Taobao this week.
What?
No Taobao.
Is it Chinese New Year
But
again?
I found other good stuff. So.
Oh, wow.
I don't understand a week where Diecast doesn't have Taobao.
That's like a week without sunshine.
Yep.
Rob Clay. Rob, how's it going?
Not too bad.
And John DeLuna. John, where are you at in Street Fighter V right now?
What? I'm still playing Zelda, the game that won't end.
This is the game that never ends. It never ends. It never ends.
Pretty awesome. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, if you have a Roku, if you got one of those for Christmas, which was only 4 months ago, subscribe to our channel on Roku. Go to tfradio.net/Roku, sign into your Roku account, add the channel, and you can watch us on video right from your TV. It's awesome. It's free. And it's
just not live.
It's just not live.
So you can get your current Transformers news and be sick at the same time.
I don't know what that means, but I will assume.
Well, by seeing us in person on their TV.
It's not that bad.
On their big screen.
Diecast, you're really not helping.
You're not helping. My favorite experience that I had though with watching our content on TV was back
JD's house
when we still did New Soundwave. That looks
because New Soundwave at that point was produced so well. It looked beautiful on TV.
It was a great TV show.
I understand why John stopped doing that, because it had to be a hell of a lot of work to actually make it look that way, but damn.
You know why I stopped doing that? Is because the internet started cracking down on copyrighted material.
That's true.
Well, that too. And I mean, another good reason that we stopped doing that was Peter kind of disappeared. And without Peter to throw under the bus every week, I mean, some of the charm was lost.
I wonder how Peter's doing. I never see him anymore on Facebook or anything. Yeah. Hopefully
maybe he's become Amish.
Probably not. Hey, did anybody get anything this week? Diecast got no Taobao. Did you get anything else?
Yes. Today was a very lucky day. I went into Toys R Us and I found Guy Shadow.
Nice.
Which didn't come out of the box yet. And then while I was there, the guy at Toys R Us was like, that worked there was like, hey, they got a Broadside over at Target right next door. So I ran over and they still had one Broadside. So I got that. And then also at Target, I'm going to do a Don right now, just in case anyone's looking for it. Their exclusive Star Wars Black figure came out. The only reason I knew, because it doesn't have any numbers. Imperial AT-ACT driver. So, yeah.
Is that that's like the indoor forest.
Like I said, the only reason I knew it was the exclusive is because it didn't have a number on the side, which makes it really easy to, notice that it's an exclusive.
Well, see, generally they have the Target sticker on there, but also the fact is when I went to look at the figures the other day, a lot of the Rogue One stuff is on for $9.98, same price as Walmart, but that one was not.
That's fine. I mean, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine paying $20 for it. I mean, it's an exclusive.
No.
So
I just was wondering if yours rang up for 10 or not, because they were mixed on the peg hooks and they said some were and some weren't.
Okay.
Oh, I honestly don't know.
No idea. Is that all you got?
That's it.
Usually it takes like 40 minutes.
Oh wait! I did get Masterpiece Megatron.
Have you reviewed that yet?
I have not even transformed that yet. I've played with him. I've posed him. I had the one photo on Twitter where he's trying to pull out the Master Sword out of the ground.
That was a great photo.
Yeah, but I like him. I just don't really have a need to transform him.
I think you need to do a transformation video.
And do a speed run.
We've got a couple hours.
Now, one thing about the Broadside is, did you happen to check the tag at your Toys R Us, even though they didn't have any? Was there a tag for it and it was gone, or
no?
Because I did mention this at TFormers. My Toys R Us, I don't know if this is chain wide or just a local problem, but apparently Broadside is being cross referenced with the deluxes and is ringing up at $16.99. So
did you tell
I
them
don't,
about that, Don? Did you try to get them to correct it?
Yeah, I did. I asked him to make sure because I wanted to find out what the price, if that was the right price or not. And he rescanned it and it came up as $16.99. So
Don, tell them about your GameStop experience too.
Okay. Well, I stopped by GameStop and I was looking at the clearance section, and I just mentioned to the guys that they did have the one-step movie Hound, Optimus, Bumblebee, Barricade, and all those out. And I just mentioned to them that did have a street date just so nobody would get in trouble for them because I don't think they had sold any. But they said in their system it was not a street date issue. So if you're looking for the one-step ones, check your local. That said, Electronics Boutique. Check your local GameStop.
It used to be.
Force a habit.
Your local Babbage's.
Suncoast.
So
I miss Suncoast.
And I was saying that product data is typically provided by the vendor. So if street date is a field in their product information repository, the date's probably wrong because whoever Hasbro entered it probably did it wrong, so they're not going to get in trouble for that.
Right.
Yeah.
But Did you say suppository?
Yeah, suppository. Their information suppository.
Good news.
Good news, everyone.
Yes.
I'm never working retail again if I need to get it's time for your daily information.
So, Matt, what did you get this week?
I got what everybody got last week. Chaos on Velocitron.
Well, not everybody. Somebody else just has that for the first time this week also.
Yes, thank you.
Nautica
Needs some help
needs a new face sculpt.
with a visor.
Well,
Yeah.
since I'm not reading the book, I don't really know how close to right or wrong she is. I'm just glad the face in person looks a little more ladylike than what the early pictures made it look like, because it didn't look very ladylike.
They got the shapes around the brow and the eyes wrong, and it just makes everything look wrong. And she needs a visor. As far as G2 Prime, I love him. I think this and Octane are going to be the only instances of this mold that I need, though.
Yeah, I took back the regular release of Optimus with Diac because I thought I don't need this mold 3 times over, and the Laser Prime looks so much better.
Like even if they do the Car Robot Scourge, I don't think I'm going to need that one.
That's the Tokyo Toy Show one we think this year, right?
Yeah,
How are the stickers on your Prime trailer?
unfortunate.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm sorry, mine actually came out pretty good. So apparently, I just was lucky with my pick of box sets.
I don't have a lot of air bubbles or stuff hanging over edges, but nothing is on there completely straight.
Yeah.
And it eats away at my subconscious.
Toy hacks.
And yeah. Dusty, get on that. And I got Masterpiece Megatron.
Yay.
He is pretty.
He is gorgeous. Just don't transform it.
You can, unless you have a spare hour or so, don't transform it. I did successfully transform it. There were a couple parts that were pretty terrifying, actually, because I don't know if it's a widespread thing or if it's just a tolerance issue on mine, but these panels that are currently the back of his arms gave me so much trouble. I stood and looked at the directions on that part for a good 10 minutes just to make sure that it was actually supposed to bend to that angle, because I thought they were going to break off.
And then he was like, does Diecast have a review for this? And I don't yet.
No. I've been so gun shy since MP09. It's just...
Gun shy.
Gun shy.
You hang around with Don too much.
I do.
But I did get it into gun mode, and I did get it back into bot mode without the directions. So, I like him, but I'm not going to be transforming this one a whole lot.
It's a gorgeous toy. It is the definitive looking, anyway, Megatron. It's not the transformation I want, but...
It's really funny how all those times with those third-party Megatrons as they were coming out, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty good likeness of Megatron. Then this comes out, and you see them side by side, it's like... Oh,
those weren't really good,
No, they weren't.
They were not.
Like, this is a Megatron.
I still like my Despotron, and he's a lot easier to transform than this. I will not get rid of my Despotron. I think he looks great, and I like that he's a little bit more bulky. Yeah, he's not G1 cartoon accurate, but he is a very nice Megatron.
He's too bulky. He's too short.
And I got my Legacy Power Rangers today. So,
where'd you find them?
Big Bad Toy Store.
Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my Gekiso Sentai Car Ranger DVDs came in this week.
Although diecast, you might keep an eye out at Toys R Us, because I saw 2 figures from that wave when I was getting those Velocitron box sets a couple weeks ago. So they are out in stores to some capacity.
Sorry. So, Matt, are all of the teams completed now with what's been released between Mighty Morphin, In Space, and Wind? No, well, Wind was already included.
Ninja Storm? No, we're still missing 3 Ninja Storm Rangers, and we're missing Silver from In Space.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
But I do have 3 complete Megazord Build-A-Figures now. So
yay!
Yeah, I just want them to get to light speed.
I got, thanks to Chris, Chaos on Velocitron. I love the paint deco, or at least the color of Nautica. I think the color looks really nice in person.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, it's not exactly purple. It's not exactly lavender. It's some kind of weird hybrid.
Fast lane / nice Don. Chug that Pepsi Max. That's my favorite soda. Fast lane / Fast Clash might as well not exist.
Wow.
I feel about the same.
Wow.
I like him. I actually like him.
I think this clone engineering will be better on the Decepticon ones.
Hopefully.
Since there's a lot more flexibility, and I want to say permissiveness on just like simple limb rearrangement when it's a beast mode.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's just boring.
Well,
I like him. He's a good little figure with a lot of nice articulation. But I mean, let's face it, Fastlane was always just a lay down and tuck his arms in, and that's his car
But the
mode.
Generations one didn't have to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All GM toys are basically that.
I always like Cloudraker better. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Let's see here. My Laser Prime, it's beautiful. I love it. The stickers are unfortunate. But otherwise, it's perfect. Except, of course, the jet kibble that you have to worry about anyway.
Yeah. So, in an unrelated story, how is Triplet enjoying his box full of scorpions?
I don't know. He hasn't commented on it, but he was out of work yesterday, so he could have been recuperating. It's possible. Let's see here. I don't think I'm going to comment on the rest of them. I also got Sky Shadow. It's really nice looking. It's really, really, really simplistic. For a leader class toy, it's way simpler than I would prefer. But I mean, I like simple, elegant transformations. I can't call it that though. The tank transformation is fine. That jet transformation though the GoBot battle armor power suit thing.
Yeah, courageous.
Yeah, whatever it is, the jet part of it. He's not far from that. I mean, he's basically that. The jet portion is not far off. But it's nice looking, and I really can't wait to see it as Overlord. But I don't know that I need a second one, to be honest. But I will get it.
Well, I wasn't. I've got a Sky Shadow on order, Brian. I wasn't planning on getting him, but then he went up at Amazon. But I'm hoping I'm hoping the Car Overlord will be like the Masterforce version that I'm wanting.
Well, I mean, if anything will be, it will be that. You may end up waiting most of the year to even get a glimpse or an idea of what it's going to be.
Yeah, who knows? And that's all I got. Anybody else get anything? Chris? Rob? John?
Nope.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, Don. Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Well, you didn't put anything in the show notes, so how do we know?
Well, I wanted this to be a surprise.
Ooh.
This was an impulse buy. I wasn't planning on it.
I went ahead
and got it.
Supreme
Cheetor.
I got
Cheetor.
Victorion Generation 2.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
How much did that set you back?
Well, thanks to some Dynamics.
Like, just straight up. If I don't have the power of Dynamics, if I wanted to buy it, how much would I have to pay?
Okay. The eBay seller I got this from had it for $129.99 with $30 shipping through DHL. But that's
although that got to you the next day, basically, didn't it?
It got to me within 4 days. Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, 6 counting the weekend because they didn't deliver on the weekends. But with Dononomics, I got it for $138.
Nice.
Which is about $40 less than everywhere else was selling her for.
And it's also a Danzig song, right?
It's what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Those colors look so much better, don't they?
Yeah, it's like I always wanted this, but like we talked, Matt, when she was revealed, it was that 180 price point that was just so debilitating. Wanting to get these molds in these colors look great, but at that price, I didn't want them again. But if I can save $50-$60 and then shipping on top of that, I mean, yeah, I'm going to get her. So now I've also got Valdigus en route, but hopefully he'll be here by next week.
You also got a special little something in the mail, didn't you?
Yes, I'm going to talk about that right now. Thanks to, and unfortunately, the envelope that was supposed to tell me who got it for me was not there. It was not. So I do not know who got this for me. Whoever bought it on Amazon through our Amazon link, thank you.
TFRadio.net/Massey Attack.
I have a Doctor Who coffee mug, which is currently full of Pepsi Max because it's like 78 degrees here. With this disappearing and reappearing TARDIS, and it's Matt Smith's TARDIS. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You did wash it out after the coffee, right?
No, I was right here. What's the difference? I drank all the coffee, then I put the soda in there. There's no difference.
That kills me. Okay.
At least it wasn't milk.
God, he probably puts milk in his coffee.
Yeah, I drink coffee.
Or Pepsi.
Yeah, I was about to say, but not just Pepsi. That's a thing.
I am not Laverne from Laverne and Shirley. I do not mix Pepsi and milk.
Okay.
So Don, if you're gonna do that dunking Velveeta Miracle Whip stuff, would you fill a coffee mug with the Miracle Whip to use as a dipping bowl?
It would be easier than dumping it in the actual container. You do have a point.
Well, especially once you start getting lower in the container, like you're gonna have the problem where your hand starts hitting the sides.
The simple solution
covered in
would be
Miracle Whip.
The simple solution would be to open up the Velveeta loaf, just open it up most of the way, take a spoon and get it out of the Miracle Whip, then dollop it onto the Velveeta. But
then it becomes a spread and not a dip, and you're kind of losing the experience.
Yeah, but it'd be easier that way.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you got to give way of ease of use over to like the feel and the mental state of how you're eating your food.
I think I'm going to get sick. Let's move to this week in history. Hey Don, do you want to do the first item since this is up here?
Yes. Yeah, this is up my alley because next year is, well, technically this year could be, but next year is the anniversary. 1988. Super God Masterforce premieres in Japan with the episode Rise Up Pretenders.
And we are introduced to Metal Hawk and all as well.
Metal Hawk, which is the best Pretender toy they've ever done, which is saying a lot for Pretenders. But Masterforce is my favorite of the 4 main Japanese G1 series. It's my favorite. I love it.
Can you really call Zone a series?
Are you saying 2010?
Well, it was completed in the manga, so it was completed as a series, just not all televised.
At that point, though, you kind of have to start counting like Operation Combination and all that too. If you're
that's true.
If you're counting print materials,
so you have obviously the Transformers, and you have 2010 Headmasters, Masterforce, Victory, Zone, Operation Combination, and Return of Convoy. Yeah.
But I mean, I like Headmasters. Animation's not that great, but it's fun. Victory is very fun, but
I've never heard anybody describe Victory that way, Don.
Well, I mean,
Victory's tedious.
I like Victory, but it's very stock footagey, very cookie cutter.
So Victory, what I've seen of it, very much feels to me like somebody sat down and watched Zeta Gundam one day and decided, you know what, we got a new Transformers series we got to start working on. I want to make this as Transformers.
I could see that.
See, I've not seen Zeta Gundam, so I'm going to have to take your word for it.
It's more It feels more Gundam-y than any other Transformer series.
But Masterforce seemed to have more character depth, a little bit of a tighter plot to some degree.
Zombies.
It had some spirit behind it.
Yeah, it's just, and some really great music. I mean, not that the music in Victory was bad, but Masterforce has some really great.
If you could
music.
transplant the theme song from Headmasters onto Masterforce and still have it make sense,
God,
like you
so
basically
great.
had the perfect little package.
Yeah.
Because I've never been into the Masterforce theme song.
Yeah, well, it's okay, but yeah, the Headmaster. Well, I mean, heck, when Diecast was showing off his Japanese Headmaster, I was rocking out to the theme because it was just, it just really gets you going. I love that theme.
It is awesome. 2004, which is 13 years ago, the Melbourne House produced Transformers PlayStation 2 game is released in the US by Atari. I originally thought, looking at this, it was the crappy Japanese only release, but no, this is the Armada-based game.
This was the first good Transformers game we ever got.
Yes.
I never could beat this. I got to the point where you had to. I got to the point where you're on the tidal wave stage and you have to fly out to that little island to get that one minicon that you have to fight tidal wave, and I could never make it to the island, and I just sort of gave up.
So Mock Tackle in the chat, I love this, said there's misinformation in the podcast. Victory is actually good. There are people who think that, and it's an opinion. I used to really like Victory. I just kind of got.
I
tired
still
of
do.
It.
I still like Victory. I really enjoy it, but it's to me, Masterforce is a better overall done series. But that's me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Masterforce and Victory to me in a way feel disjointed. But Masterforce a little more disjointed, but in a better way.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeta Gundam, which I compared it to, I like Zeta Gundam a lot. It's not what I want out of a Transformers series is the problem. It's like it tried to take all the serious robot stuff and kind of lost its way as a super robot-y series in the process.
And hey, I'm the guy that only really likes these when they're dubbed into English.
Well, you're wrong.
That's got to help.
Yeah.
But
help with
I
Victory.
mean, if it wasn't for Genrai becoming Victory Leo, spoilers, there's almost no connection between some characters in Masterforce showing up in Victory. Other than that, the three shows are almost like Energon, Cybertron, and Armada. That they're supposed to be a shared universe, but it's heck. I think in some cases the three Japanese series aren't as well connected in some cases as what we got for the Energon trilogy, for the Unicron trilogy.
I would agree with that,
which is kind of sad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Incidentally, to add absolutely nothing to this conversation, Bandai is putting Zeta Gundam up on their YouTube channel on HD if anybody actually wants to see it.
Do they do
That's
that?
more worth the time than Victory Gundam.
Yeah, they do. The original Gundam movie trilogy is up there right now, I believe, I recommend highly.
Can I watch Gundam Wing?
Possibly.
I'm not
sure.
I'm not going
That's
to.
on Crunchyroll right now.
So note to self: do not go to Crunchyroll. Let's see here. Okay, let's jump to official news. So we got a modicum, a little bit of Hasbro
anything is good at this point.
news about HasCon. We know that there's going to be exclusives. We know they will be available at Hasbro Toy Shop afterwards if there are any left. There will be Hasbro design team panels, and that's about all I remember from watching that video. They spent a lot of time pulling that together.
So it's all the stuff we pretty much assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the most common things that BotCon could have done that was just as basic as you have to get people in the door. This is it.
Just with no dealer room.
Not even that. Just like any Hasbro event, like you get to talk to the design team. You get to.
So they have practice at this. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, and they're great. I mean, if you were not someone who gets to go to those events, and you're able to go to HasCon, this may be your first experience with the design team. That's something that would be really exciting. I mean, I love talking to those guys every time I go to an event.
All the design team people are really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so that's exciting.
But it's not worth going just for that and some vague promises of exclusives when you would have to fly or drive to Pawtucket. That is not an easy drive. I've done it.
Well, for us,
sucks.
If you're like in Rhode Island already, it's an easy drive.
Oh yeah, but if you live anywhere below, say Maryland going south, it sucks.
I mean, if you think about the size of Rhode Island, like the cross section of people who are interested in going to the show and also live in Rhode Island is very, very small.
Yeah,
that's a really bad Venn diagram.
Yeah,
there'd be almost no overlap.
It is. But yeah, so we learned something. There's that. Okay, I think the biggest, most interesting, fun item this week, we have official images for Legends LG45, LG46, and LG44, which are Targetmaster Hot Rod, Targetmaster Kup, and Sharkticon and Sweep. And I...
Technically, it's Sweeps. The name is plural.
Man, I like them. There's
I do too. I pre-ordered all of them.
There's retooling on both Rodimus and on Kup, and I think that Sharkticon
and Sweeps has a new face too.
Sweeps has a new face, and Sharkticon. I love the Gnaw's paint job. So it's, I guess, a little brighter than that Hasbro version, I guess is how I would describe it.
It seems to be missing all the aqua blue as well.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
But so
yeah, the Hasbro one's prettier.
There's some major retooling on Kup, from the head and definitely the arms. They're definitely different. And of course, he's not teal. He's gray.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Chris McFeely figured this out.
So
that doesn't mean it's a good explanation.
I didn't say that. I just said there is an explanation.
So the idea was that it's based off of Broadcast Masters
of the Rebirth specifically.
I like it. I like that it's dramatically different. I feel less guilty buying this toy again with the colors being so radically different.
I need some color information in the body of that toy, and there is none.
I just don't want to pay $40. I mean, for that toy again, and it be that blah.
Well, here's the thing. I've already pre-ordered both of these. I'm paying the $40 each again for these. I don't have to be happy about the details of them, but there's enough about them that I still want to have that I'm pre-ordering them for $40. I got a problem.
Yeah, I like...
Even I put in the $40 on Kup, and I don't pre-order.
I like this Kup enough to be fine with him. I do kind of want the Hot Rod, but I don't know. I need to make the decision for all the pre-orders sell out.
Hot Rod's chest is retooled, and it has foil stickers.
No,
it's not foil. Is that not foil?
It's a stained glass window.
What?
Okay, so the new chest piece is cast in clear plastic. They paint around everything but the typical flame deco area and make it opaque with paint.
Holy crap!
And the flame is
etched on the
textured
inside.
clear.
That is amazing.
Oh wow! I thought that was just a foil sticker.
I thought that was foil too.
As a result, you lose the fold-up panel at the bottom of the torso piece, so it can only just sit flat like that. Well, there's also now a flip-around piece to hide the engine block from the chest in robot mode.
That's cool.
Which also looks kind of awkwardly executed.
That is so weird. That is so odd. Why go that route?
Yeah,
Takara.
Because they can.
Well, I guess people that were expecting, a really heavy paint job were just foiled again.
Oh, Don.
Thing is, I mean, it is a really heavy paint job. You just can't tell because it's all used to cover up clear plastic in colors it would have been anyway. Yeah. But like the color tweaks to Hot Rod, making it more magenta, putting the black or very dark gray on the legs, all of that looks really good. Like I'm satisfied with its differences from the Hasbro one. I just kind of regret that retooled chest.
I really like the way that Sharkticon looks, or that Gnaw looks. It looks really flat, and I like that. I ordered two.
Yeah. Well,
I was going to say, do I need to get two to have two of the Sweeps heads?
Yeah. See, I was going to ask Matt how many is he planning on getting, so he can troop bill both Gnaws and Sweeps.
Okay, so yeah, you're up to 25 Hasbro Gnaws, right, Matt?
Yes.
That's where you stopped last. So you could order 5 of these, get up to a full 30, and have 5 Sweeps heads. to spread around.
So
I'm not really loving that sweeps head.
I saw on Twitter where someone repainted it as Wario, or digibashed it as Wario, and it looked amazing.
Yeah, I can see that.
It makes perfect sense when you see someone do it. The real story here, though, I think, is the Targetmaster figures for Hot Rod and Kup.
Yes.
Because I was looking at, and I may be wrong, and Chris, you or Rob make me, but that's not the same Targetmaster that's coming out with Artfire, is it?
No, these are completely new Targetmaster molds.
Which really just, of course, this will be the new Targetmaster mold for God knows how long like Cyclonus was, like Nightstick was for Cyclonus.
At least there are two different ones.
Yeah. At least they didn't just dig out Scoop's Targetmasters again for this too, because it would have been really easy to just do that and maybe put different gun barrels on them.
So bad too.
Or just reissue that one Power Core Combiner Minicon that came with Undertow.
Nobody wants that.
I'd be okay
No,
with that.
you don't use that one. You use Airlift, which came with Skyhammer. That made the best gun.
Oh, Don.
Sorry.
Dang, Don, it's like the Gong Show.
I'm sorry.
Chuck Barris died recently. Did you see that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian.
Chuck Barris died recently. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I hate that. I loved the movie. I guess it was also a book originally, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It's so great. If you get a chance, watch that. That's awesome. But yeah, so I wonder, will the fact that the people hate this paint job, will that be negated by the fact that people will want the new Targetmaster mold?
It is in my case.
Yeah, well, there you go. So I still expect this. I mean, like all of these typically sell out. I don't expect these to be any different.
I mean, I don't hate the cup paint job. I don't get the cup paint job.
I get the cup paint job. I wish I didn't. And I wish it wasn't what it is.
But I expect, a box set of Autobot Target Masters from like eHobby or something anyway down the line. So I'm sure somebody will correct this. But
and somehow or other, they're going to have to release versions probably for Scourge and Blur.
Yeah. Which is why I expect a box set somewhere down the line.
No, what they're going to do is campaign sets. Like, you buy X amount of stuff at Toys R Us or Big Camera or wherever, and you get a color match Targetmaster to Scourge or Blur. Or you get, one that can be either one.
I'm just shaking my head. I don't want that.
I can see that. I can see that.
So let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump to the next item. So we have Generation Cyber Commander Optimus Prime. There are deco changes to the new release. Considering I don't have the original release, and I'm probably not going to get this either. I don't know how much that affects me. I would like to get the original, but no.
Yes, well, congratulations, because we've already gone through the 2 actual news items this week, and everything else is just filler.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week.
No, you have to wait until Don tells what else is on the network this week, at least.
That's true. Oh, yeah. I won't be reading that. Yeah, I won't be reading that one this week, thankfully. Yeah, so what does anybody think about this? Yep.
I'd still like to handle one of these. I don't really want to pay more than like $15 for one, though.
$15 is my limit.
Yeah, I kind of like the more G1-ish color scheme on the first round of them. This one obviously has some movie influences. I'm torn on the new colors on the forearms, which are made to sort of vaguely emulate the presence of a trailer on the back of the truck mode. I don't really know what to say about that, except that an effort was made.
I want to see this done in Star Convoy colors.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Oh, God, I'd buy that.
That's half of why I want to see it in Star Convoy colors. I think it would just fit, too.
Yeah. Okay, so you were not wrong. Next item, Robots in the Skies 2016 products already hitting discount retail.
Surprise, surprise.
So
again, this is last year's product.
Yeah, this is 2017. So I mean, if you skipped it last year and you want it now, you can get it at Ross.
Well, yeah, I mean, $30 for these Power Surge figures versus the $12.99. I think they are at Ross right now. If you just want the mini cons, even out of them to finish out a collection, if you're one of those people.
I used to be one of those people, but it's easy not to be one of those people with these toys.
I also noticed on Hasbro Toy Shop's eBay store that a lot of the individual mini-con releases from the last year or so have also been discounted down pretty well. So I don't think it's a remote chance we will see more of those turn up in places like Ross.
Yeah. Also, turns out that Combiner Force, Robots in the Skies new season will probably be split again based on the European broadcast schedule. Looks like it's going to be 13 episodes, so it looks like we can assume that it will be 2 13 parts. So either short seasons, half seasons, whatever you want to call it. What like in TV, like that's generally... Like with Breaking Bad, some people consider like the 2 half seasons like separate seasons. I never liked that idea.
Well, and in some practices on cable, they will call it the summer season and the winter season, but internally it's still all labeled as the same number season.
Yeah.
That's mostly that. I think for the home video releases though. As far as this goes, like Hasbro, okay, so we got like the 26 episode first season of Robots in Disguise. There was 13 episodes of season 2. Then there was the extra 6 episodes that came a little bit later, which Hasbro's people at BotCon were calling that would be season 3. So Combiner Force to them is season 4, and if they split it into 2 13 episode blocks, they're probably going to start calling the last half of it season 5, even though. It's just going to be kind of a mess. Again, though, this is from the European broadcast information. It may not work that way at all for North American broadcast. We just don't know yet.
Yeah.
But it gave us something to talk about for 3 whole minutes.
3 whole minutes. So this happened after the show last week. Forged to Fight officially launches. I know Rob Springer is playing this. Are any of you guys playing this?
I've played it. I really like it.
Well, you played it at
Have
Toy
you played
Fair.
it since its actual release?
No.
I
meant to. I downloaded it.
I don't play mobile games. I hate myself for that. I hate myself for a lot of reasons. That's not really chief among them. But, I can add it to the list. Yeah. It looks fun. Rob Springer is on. If Rob Springer was here, he could tell us how great it is.
Well, I'm sure that will be a topic on being awesome soon enough.
He already talked about it last week.
Oh, well, There you go.
That does not preclude him from talking about it more in the future, though.
That is correct.
I don't see it in the show notes, but it looks like we have Optimus Primal and Megatron in the game, or is that in the other game? Earth Wars?
I think that's Earth Wars.
It's Earth Wars, okay. Well, by the video, it looked like it could have been a fighting game. Yeah, so yeah, we're bad Transformers fans.
We are.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm going to take this out of order, the movie block.
Whatever. I just put in the order it came up.
So let's see here. Do we have the trailer in there? No. So there's a new trailer that showed up today, and God, I hate myself for enjoying these trailers so much. I know the movie
Optimus Prime got a new trailer.
Diecast.
No, actually, it's just his forearms painted to make it look like he has one.
Sorry, I was just filling in for Don. Sorry.
That was very accurate. So I really hate that the trailers for this movie are so good because I know the movie is going to disappoint. But the trailers are great.
I mean, okay, so like Power Rangers has terrible trailers that don't really tell you how the movie's going to be. So that you go and you sit and you watch it and you're like really pleasantly surprised by how that turned out. Meanwhile, Transformers has these trailers that are all build up and, suspense and everything, and they look brilliant. Then you go watch the movie and it's just like, wait, what happened to...
If I enjoy...
But I could swore...
Because it feels like what they do, and I don't want to say that it's Michael Bay's influence that they edit out of the trailers, but it kind of feels that way to what we've known from a Michael Bay movie.
There's no urination in the trailer.
I think it is completely the opposite. I think Michael Bay is editing the trailers together to have the maximum impact.
Yeah.
In a way that the movies cannot deliver because they are, 4-hour epics.
No urination in the trailers. That's a big deal. So That will have to be somewhere. No robotic.
Like, my favorite part of the movie is not in the trailers yet, so.
No, good deal. So how much of the movie did you actually get to see? Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. So,
although I will point out that in these trailers are the 2 sets I saw in Detroit.
Cool. So one thing I find really interesting in the trailer is that Optimus and Megatron, I can't ask, that's a spoiler. But Optimus and Megatron are fighting. Optimus appears, of course, as from what we know, to be at least under the influence of, what's her name?
Meth. Yeah, under the influence of meth.
That's funny. But so
that would explain a lot.
Does that make Megatron a hero? I hope it does.
I mean, I was kind of hoping for that to be one of the story beats, that like Megatron has to become an ally to kind of stop Optimus from what he's doing under external control.
I would love that.
Because that would just piss him off so much.
Yeah, I would love that. But the trailer looks good. We got a lot of new footage in the new trailer. At least it feels that way. Seems like tons of new footage. So definitely worth watching. I'm looking forward to the movie. If it's as good as Dark of the Moon, I will be very happy and surprised.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that you come to expect. Like, we're all expecting Optimus Prime to snap out of whatever control he's under by the end of the movie, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen.
He could die.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be honest, Diecast. I was kind of thinking along those same lines, and then when they revealed Hot Rod in the movie, I'm thinking this may not end well. Or at least,
but Hot Rod speaks French, so if he's going to be like, if he's going to be the next Transformer, I'm going to.
But we could be looking at a Wrath of Khan Search for Spock kind of thing.
We could be.
Transformers 6: The Return of Optimus Prime.
Oh God, yeah, that would be great. Have Galvatron.
Oh, now I wish this one. Now I wish this one was subtitled Dark Awakening instead of The Last Night.
And then Transformers 7 Rebirth.
Transformers 8 Headmasters. Okay, so let's see here. Moving along.
Well, I said on Twitter, Brian, each movie is basically a condensed version of the next series in the chain. So you'd have Rebirth, then you'd have a Beast Wars movie, then a Beast Machines movie.
You gotta go through Headmasters, Masterforce, Victory, Zone, I guess. Yeah.
Operation Combination.
Although, at least in the live-action movie series, it would feel like it makes sense when they cut Predaking in half and his organic brain is just sitting
throbbing
there pulsating.
Yeah. So probably my real favorite news item of the week is Valvoline has a promotion with Hasbro for the last night where you can win one of 5,000 limited edition Valvetron action figures, and I need this in my life.
You know, when I saw on the headline somewhere, Velvetron Transformers figure, I thought this was just another one of those weird named Toys R Us exclusives.
Yeah. So
how do I get this?
So basically, you have to buy, I think, 5 gallons of Valvoline, or go to get your oil changed at a Valvoline oil at a lube shop, basically, and you can enter to win. What? That's what they call it.
Can I get that Valvoline lube, please?
Yeah, it's a lube shop. I mean, that's what they call them here. It actually will say that, lube shop.
I'm okay, go on.
Yeah. Just get lubed up. That's what you do.
Does it transform, or does it need lube to transform?
I think I said gallons. I meant quarts. 5 gallons of Valvoline would be a lot of Valvoline. You'd have to be really busy to need 5 gallons of Valvoline.
That's a lot of lube.
That's a lot of lube.
I feel like I'm on a different podcast all of a sudden.
And I wasn't trying to go there. That's just what happened. But yeah, it looks nice. Not really. It looks like crap, but I need it. I really want this. I'm assuming this does not transform. It certainly looks like it doesn't, but
yeah.
I think it almost has to, because it has a bunch of useless crap on its arms otherwise.
No, it's probably supposed to be a movie design, so that explains the useless crap.
Yeah. I think it turns into a bottle of oil.
That'd be great. I mean, like, that's what it should do. I looked at the pictures too, and I don't think it transforms either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need it.
I think he just shoots like oil out of his right arm.
Maybe it turns into a lube shop.
I'm going the other route. I think it transforms, but it's not otherwise articulated. It looks very kind of G1 blocky to me.
Yeah, I can see the bottle handle on one arm and the nozzle on the other arm.
God, what was it?
So
what was
if it transforms, it's into a bottle of oil.
Yeah.
What was the He-Man figure that had the snake head that you could spit out like water?
King Hiss?
No.
Oh,
Was that Cobra Khan?
I don't think it was Cobra Khan. I don't think it was, but I want that.
I had that one.
I want that, but with like motor oil, and he just spits out motor oil.
I'm looking up what Valvoline bottles look like, and yeah, those are that is definitely the handle from a Valvoline bottle on its one arm. It transforms into a bottle of oil.
I need that.
I think I need this.
Yeah. I don't think it transforms though. It maybe it has those elements on it, but it doesn't look like it transforms to me.
I mean, it'd be great if it was like a jump starter kind of thing that just goes back and forth from a bottle of oil.
Yeah.
Okay, look how skinny the upper arms are. They just slide up into the shoulder so that it can compress and transform.
But the legs don't look like they would be able to transform into anything. I don't know. Maybe
I think the knees can fold around.
Yeah, turn the legs sideways and fold them up, and they're the bottom of the bottle.
Well, Chris, you need to get two of these. You need to get one for yourself and then one for Ken.
One for Ken, yeah.
Because of oil.
Okay, so we have new in-hand photos of Voyager Optimus Prime, the Premier Edition figure. I'm
actually kind of surprised by how this ended up looking.
It looks like to me, honestly, it looks like a shampoo bottle figure.
I mean, it could maybe use some more paint, but I'm surprised by I expect this to have all kinds of huge backpack on it to have the robot mode look like that, but for the back shots, it's pretty low profile.
Yeah, I'm amazed that it transforms. And I mean, it has.
I'm sure the Takara one will look very nice, unless it is colored based on the Return of Optimus Prime or something.
Yeah, it looks surprisingly good.
Yeah,
it really does.
And it's just amazing how much they can keep tweaking that same basic design and just keep getting newish characters and new transformations all the time.
Do they not have it in vehicle mode? Did they not bother to transform it for the photos?
There were no vehicle mode pictures when I saw. No.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like
the one thing we haven't seen.
I feel like a bad Transformers fan because we always complain that we always get a leader Optimus, and then I'm looking at this and I was like, that should be leader sized. It would be so much better.
There is the leader one coming along later, although didn't we think that was just a partial retool of the last one?
Yeah, I mean, the last one really wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but...
It was great once Takara was done with it, but I'm sure we won't be getting that version.
Yeah. No. If they could improve that mold a little bit, I might be interested in buying it again.
Maybe.
You'd probably be better off just getting the Shadow Spark one from Asia at that rate.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what's this Transformers Last Night Rethink the Past microfiche video?
So that was a thing they posted on Facebook, I think, a few days ago, well in advance of this last trailer dropping, it's pretty much a series of images in the style of old photos showing the different Transformers characters in different historical eras. Like there's Drift with Samurai, and in this you get a look at the World War I tank Transformer a little bit, and also one based on an old airplane.
How did they get photos of Samurai?
Samurai existed well.
There were practicing Samurai into the late 1800s.
Okay. Yeah. So it's microfiche. Do we need to get Crazy Steve on this? Catalog it.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think of that when I was going through this.
Yeah.
When I was glancing through these earlier, and the prop jet. Yeah. Reminds me a lot.
No, not prop jet. Prop plane.
Prop plane. Sorry, the prop plane. I'm sorry. I'm very tired tonight. That actually reminded me a lot of Zero, the GoBot. in the some of the design aesthetics.
I can see that.
Which I hope we get some of these in some fashion, because that would be kind of interesting to see some, different Transformers, in these different alt modes, which would be kind of nice.
Cool.
Well, Don, let me acquaint you with Revenge of the Fallen Ransack.
I have him and the recolor.
Yeah.
Also, Highbrow from the Hunt for the Decepticons line.
I can't remember which one that was. I'm sure I have it, but I can't remember which one that was.
Well, this one's not highbrow, but it's the same mold. It's
oh yes, the one I wanted redone in yellow and brown called Tailspin.
Yeah. Okay. So the score for Transformers last night will be available digitally on June 23rd. If you want that. Do you Diecast? Do you buy the soundtrack?
No,
me neither.
Well, if you are interested in it, you might want to get on that early, because I seem to recall with Age of Extinction's score, there was an issue where it got taken down from iTunes fairly early on because it passed the allowed number of sales.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody buys it.
Okay, Chris, can you explain that? It sells too well, and then they stop selling it?
Take it down.
I don't remember all the details, but there is something to the effect of, like, they license or whatever for X amount of copies of the soundtrack, and apparently the way they had that negotiated for Age of Extinction, at the very least, that included the digital copies too. So once they passed that, they could not sell more without negotiating a new deal.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
It is.
Hey, we're making money. Let's stop selling it.
I believe if you want to go search back in the archives on TFormers, there is an article about that talks about it in more detail. I'm here working on memories from like 2 years ago.
It's still stupid.
I don't disagree with you, Don.
Jesus, it's like we have enough money. Thank you. We're fine. No, that's not what business.
Just leaving money on the table.
Exactly.
Money.
Very much so.
Hey, if you have money left on the table, you can do all your shopping through our Amazon link at tfradio.net/Amazon. And I guarantee you can put that money to good use. Amazon will not charge you a cent more for use our Amazon link, tfradio.net/Amazon. We were talking about Sky Shadow earlier. If you want to get that, that's actually right now on Amazon for $49.99 with free Prime shipping at
or free standard shipping, probably.
Yeah, tfradio.net/Sky Shadow. That's tfradio.net/Sky Shadow, one word, lowercase, and you can get that. That's how I got mine. It's awesome. Yeah. It looks great. And
I know, you said it was overly simplistic.
It's overly simplistic.
Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, that's true. One thing I don't have yet is the Hasbro Transformers Platinum Edition Autobot Heroes figure set. That was originally like, what, $150 at Target?
Yes.
It's now $84.97, and that's at tfradio.net/platinum.
Right.
Go ahead. There are only 2 left in stock. So if you want one, get it now. tfradio.net/platinum. I'm looking at you people in the chat.
Yeah, and one other thing I noticed, I mentioned this earlier, Brian. I know we all know the Power Core, the Robots in Disguise Combiner Force, the pants and shirt combiners, the Crash Combiners, the pants and shirt combos. The third one is available on Amazon. Skyhammer, very very wing waver to me from Masterforce. I'm sorry, from Victory. But there are some, and actually there's some, 5 have sold since I looked at this last. So if you do collect the Robots in Disguise, the Crash Combiners, that third one, the original character, it's up there as well. If you need something maybe to boost you over for the free shipping limit.
Yeah, if you don't have Amazon Prime.
Or, if you have Transformer, or Amazon Prime and you want to, get the latest Transformer, that's an option too. And if you want to sign up for Amazon Prime, you can totally do that at tfradio.net/Prime.
Exactly. Hey,
and if you have left money on the table, you can look for a nice dresser to put it on instead, so it's not like sticking to the bottom of your nice Doctor Who coffee mug.
That's true. Hey, if you can't find a Sharkticon Gnaw because of Matt,
because Matt's been there,
it's a little more than retail. But if you can't find it otherwise, go to tfradio.net/Gnaw. That's lowercase. tfradio.net/Gnaw. It's currently available with Prime shipping, $13.99. That's not bad. That's not that bad.
Well, hey Brian, I'm not trying to shield on the air, but I'm saying if anyone needs a Gnaw, I have an extra So if anyone needs one for retail and shipping, just let me know. I've got an extra for somebody else that doesn't need one.
For people
it's cheap. It's cheaper to get it from Prime if you have Amazon Prime.
Well, I was just trying to help out that I had one too. Sorry,
I'm helping myself.
It's wonderful
by telling people I have one. That's awesome.
Well, I'm sorry. I only have one.
Hashtag Dononomics.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. I told Joey today that on the next episode of Take for Wrestling, which is coming back, that he needs to start plugging his gimmicks. He's got T-shirts. He has some little stuffed animals. So we need to make sure that he starts plugging his gimmicks on the show, so Don can plug his gimmicks too.
What are they, like little JT hogs?
It's a little pig, Don. It's okay. It makes for good radio. So Don's like, I'm sorry, Brian. It's okay, Don. We love you.
Good.
We love you, Don.
And it was funny.
It was funny.
Yes.
I'm gonna drown my sorrows in Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
Could you rinse the damn mug first?
He's already rinsed it with Pepsi Max.
There's no coffee left in it. What is the problem?
Oh God, that's right.
I drank all the coffee. It's coffeeless. Juan Valdez has not come and refilled my coffee cup.
As long as you rinse it, if you ever use it to dunk your Velveeta and Miracle Whip, that's the important part.
And the Amazon plug's over, but I do have to say this. I bought some of the Death Wish coffee on Amazon. It's available there, tfradio.net/Amazon. That stuff is solid. That stuff is awesome. If you like caffeine, that's the way to go. That stuff is amazing.
It's like the Jolt version of coffee.
Basically. Oh God. Death Wish coffee. It's good. It's good. So we don't have any third-party news to talk about this week. So Rob, what's on TFormers this week?
Okay, we have a gallery of HD screenshots from the new Transformers The Last Night theatrical trailer that went up today.
Almost 800 of them.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Jeez. Yeah,
well, I mean, it started out as almost 3,000 of them, and I kind of pared it down a little bit.
Do you just have like a function to export every frame?
Yes. So I started out trying, VLC has an option where it will take screen captures automatically every X number of frames. With something in 1080p or higher, that is a really, really buggy process. So I've since learned to use other utilities to actually just directly extract the video frames out to image files.
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Okay,
you can do that with Premiere. It's super easy.
Oh, you can do that with open source freeware stuff too.
Cool.
Also, Jack has posted a gallery and an article about the Animism Defender Optimu Primal, which is not a typo, which is a relatively animation accurate bootleg of Beast Machine's Optimus Primal.
I did not know this existed.
These were big at Big Lots back in 2002 or so, I want to say.
Is this when they had the KO Optimal Optimus?
Yep.
Okay, I don't remember seeing this one, but I do see they did. Yeah. Okay. God, that is great.
Yeah, it really kind of is. But also, we have got XV has written an article about the differences between Legends Hot Rod and Cup and their U.S. deluxe counterparts. And lastly, I want to issue a correction and apology from last week. I was saying that the colorist for the Transformers ROM crossover was Josh Burcham. It is Josh Perez. I got my Joshes mixed up.
We got corrected.
Apologies.
We got corrected.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, we got corrected on that on Twitter.
Yes, by Alex Milne. So
yeah, Alex Milne was like, I was listening to the newest RFC and they got this wrong.
Yes, and he was sad.
He was sad.
Thank you, Alex, for letting me know. I will try to pay more attention.
Yeah,
and I promise we'll tar and feather him next time we see him.
Okay, Don, take us away.
Alrighty. On the network this week, Superhero Time presents that one episode of Star Trek presents the thing we've all feared. Superhero Time, the movie.
Presented by Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, presented by Krispy Kreme.
I cannot wait to listen to this.
Chris, you want to explain that a little bit? Because I haven't listened to it because of spoilers. But
yeah, so this is our long-awaited podcast on the Lionsgate Power Rangers movie, for real this time.
Yeah.
And actually, we all really liked it. me and Mickey and Paladin and Ken and Fort Max all together for the first time in I don't know how long, because Paladin doesn't like Star Trek because he's a bad person, and Ken's just got scheduling problems, and also doesn't like Voyager, which we made him keep watching. But the whole classic superhero time crew together talking about the Power Rangers movie and just having a really good positive time. The movie was a lot of fun, and the podcasting about it was a lot of fun too.
That's awesome. Bring that back each week.
No.
Okay.
I actually made a point in the outro for this episode to specifically say we are still not doing a Toku podcast, but we are doing Your Mom.
Nice.
And also on the network, Being Awesome number 98, inching closer to that big 100. Valvoline is forged to fight Nemesis Prime. Rob Springer talks about the Forged to Fight mobile game, the new Valvoline Transformer from Hasbro, plus oil changes, plus, new Titan return toys, and more.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, just be prepared. So when he hits 100, God knows what's going to happen.
It'll be great. I want to get this in there real quick, and Don, you can finish off. So we'll talk about it next week on the segment on the network this week, but we do have the return of Take 4 Wrestling with a new day and time that's going to be coming out. And hopefully starting next week, we'll have a new co-host, which I'm excited about. Plus, we should have the return of Get the Skinny, and also a brand new podcast, which I really can't talk about yet. So it's unlike anything else we've ever done. We'll see how it goes.
Is it Don's call-in show, finally?
Not Don's call-in show.
Is it someone else's call-in show?
We haven't talked about doing callers, but it's something I've been... okay, I'll put this. It's something I've been developing with my former boss for like the last 8 months.
Interesting.
Not full-time. So we haven't been like deliberating on it for 8 months, but we've been talking...
Are you making the North Carolina version of Regis and Kathy Lee?
Could be. It could be. But we'll see.
Now, did he trip over or did he smell it? Because it could have been either way.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll have some new stuff to talk about next week, which will be good because we've only had a couple shows going, which it's not felt right. I liked back in the day when we would have like a million shows, like that month when we did a show every day. Yeah, that was great.
We're not doing that again.
No.
We might.
I may do that again. Just me. Oh, actually, and go and like the Facebook page for my Happy Day in Wilkes podcast. I posted some fun videos this week. That's facebook.com/Happy Day in Wilkes. That was a lot of fun. And those were not posted as podcasts because they needed to be video. Okay, Don, go ahead. Close us out.
And just remember, you can find this episode at www.tfradios.net/514 to view our show notes. The voicemail line, you can use it to leave us messages, send us text 931-99-GOBOT. That's 931-994-6268. Don't forget to find us on all your favorite social groups, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. And also, as we mentioned top of the show, we now have a Roku channel. Check with us on Roku under the special interest tab and make sure you can get your life completely surrounded by Radio Free Cybertron.
Absolutely. Our Twitter is at TF Radio. Our Facebook is at facebook.com/TF Radio. And our Instagram is at TF Podcast. I am personally on Twitter at BKilby, and I am on Instagram at Brian Kilby. And Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
On the web.
Good. It's good to
they
hear
can
that.
Go to YouTube, RFC Reviews, and on Twitter at Diecast2.
What's your Facebook?
Facebook is Andrew Baith.
No, I meant your review.
RFC. Reviews by Diecast on Facebook. Yeah.
Well, good. People can find you personally now too.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Cassius
I'm everywhere you want to be.
Cassius is thanking you for doing the Toku podcast again, even if briefly.
Don't get used to it.
at least not until we get another good Toku show.
Yeah. Oh, and Diecast reminded me. Please, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Radio Free Cybertron. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, somehow we don't plug that as much as we should.
We should plug that way more. So we just assume that people go to our website and watch the live stream and everything, but it's really important that you subscribe on YouTube. So youtube.com/Radio Free Cybertron. Don, what about you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can also be reached through the at TFYLP tag as well.
Do people use that? Like
Yes.
the hashtag thing? How does that work? Do people just like tag TFYLP and you look at that?
Yeah, or they'll tag it and Duron will see it and retweet it. So I'll get it in some fashion.
We don't do tags enough. For some reason I find I don't like tags, but I know that most people do. I don't know.
I only use hashtag sarcastically.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a surprise.
True.
I know, right?
Matt, what about you?
On Twitter at Melvar.
Best Twitter ever.
3 L's, 2 R's.
Chris?
Not really.
I love it.
What?
Okay. Rob?
And 1M.
I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and on YouTube at Flailthroughs. I did finally put up my review of the MS in Action Titans test teams set this week.
Neat.
Nice.
Yeah, I did. Just basically a kind of cursory look at them, but they are really pretty figures, and I'm glad I got them. And also, you will find out if you watch that, if you've ever gotten a set of PVC toys that have a weird powder on the outside and the plastic feels kind of strange and rubbery, I explain why in that video.
Interesting.
Cool.
Very cool.
And also, of course, you can find most of XV and my Transformers reviews on YouTube at TFormers TV.
Awesome. I don't think John's here, but he's on Twitter at @ThatJohnD, as well as on Twitch, @ThatJohnD. Wow, we made it for more than a whole hour.
Impressive.
And we didn't have an hour's worth of new toys to talk about.
Damn it, Diecast.
Diecast, more Taobao, please.
Yes.
Diecast.
I know,
Taobao.
when I saw how light the news was going to be this week, I was counting on you to have a Taobao box to, pad us out, carry us through, and you let me down.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for being here this week. Everyone out there listening, thank you for being a friend. We'll catch you next week. Have a good one.
Thank you for being
Everybody.
a friend.
Bye.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and
and a confidant.
Okay. Awesome.
What kind of Transformers podcast are we?
Every one of us knows all the words.
Yeah.
So hopefully when I get as old as the character is still Getty played, I can be that sassy and don't give a damn about everything.
Yeah. So I was thinking.
I don't see that being you, Don.
No. So I was thinking to keep things new and fresh. I'm actually thinking about. Let's see here. Amy's asking if we still do the Google chat after the show, and we do not do that like we used to. That was nice. I enjoyed doing that. I never did it. Diecast did it. I think that Google chat still goes on. It's just unaffiliated at this point. I think it's spun off into its own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just haven't been because it's so hard for me to stay up that.
I can't stay up that late anymore. So
The problem was too, Google Hangouts changed every week, so it was a different way of starting it, and it got to be a pain in the butt.
It's pick something and stay with it.
So Don doesn't give a damn now. That's true.
It worked really well in the beginning, and then Google messed it all up.
So I was thinking to keep things fresh, and not really fresh, but just different, mix things up. I'm thinking about bringing back an old segment. And the only person here who's going to remember that segment, and if John's here, he'll remember, is Chris. I'm really thinking about bringing back Bad Poets Corner. I loved that. I loved doing that segment. So the idea behind it is I would write a poem. It would be an especially bad Transformers themed poem, and I would recite it on the podcast.
Okay, so what I'm going to require you to do with this is read it in character as, Happy Day You.
I could do that.
And it's Happy Day in Wilkes presents Bad Poets Corner.
I could do that.
Now, will it be in haikus?
There will be a haiku once in a while. So it was. I just thought, man, we do the same shtick every week. Not that that's a bad thing, but we used to really innovate and come up with new ideas and stuff, and just to differentiate ourselves from other people. I think we need a little crazy stuff now and again. And I think that segment would be good. I would really like to do news from Cybertron again. It's just that segment was so hard to write. So you have to basically come up with 4 or 5 funny news items each week, and that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think and I don't know if this would be a good idea for a mini cast or what, but like, I'd love to get together and talk about, now that we don't really have any masterpieces on the horizon.
Dinobot.
Yeah, other than Dinobot.
Now that we don't have
Artfire.
any masterpieces on the horizon.
Artfire.
Well, Artfire is a repaint, so I don't really count that. I think now would be a good time to talk about, like, what do we think is going to come out now, or what could they possibly redo?
Trailbreaker.
Yeah, no, that's actually a pretty valid idea you got there.
Yeah.
I mean, because I kind of didn't think they were going to redo Megatron. That one kind of surprised me.
We've only been looking for that for the last, like,
5 years.
5-6 years, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I heard that it was going to come out so many times, and then we didn't hear anything, that I kind of wrote it off.
So when Combiner Wars stuff was coming out, when the inserts had those line art drawings, and then one of them was Megatron, and people were like, hey, is that line art for an upcoming Masterpiece Megatron? People were looking for that everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I wouldn't mind seeing is, I know some third parties have done it, is I wouldn't mind seeing a Shockwave. But I'm not sure if I would want another one of the Shockwave mold, or if I would get one of the third-party versions just to have a different mold.
Do you think Takara would release a Shockwave? I don't know who would do that.
They're gonna want to do something eventually with the mold just to get a reuse out of it. But
I mean, yes, they would like to, but it's not specifically necessary.
Energon Shock Blast or something.
Or they could recolor it as Action Master like they did in the G2 Bruticus gift set, but that would be still kind of weird to see a transforming Shockwave as Action Master colored Shockwave, which is really not all that different.
Yeah, I mean, like, we know for a fact that the way they look at Masterpiece is you get something like the Dotson molds that they can use 8 or 10 times through various forms of releases. Yes, the Seekers, anything they can get several uses out of, that's considered to also fund the molds that they can't get more than 1 or maybe 2 uses out of.
Course,
which is great, but they're running out of those molds they can reuse.
Yeah,
Michael says Masterpiece Headmaster RC, and he's not wrong.
I'm wondering if they would redo the Seeker mold, because I mean, technically we have a version 2, but it was only a very minor change from the original, so I think it's redo for.
I could see it a couple years down the road, but they're still releasing those.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Matt, as you've run into with the QC issues on those cone heads versus the lack of QC that I have in the Yes model BB7 version. I mean, this is phenomenally a better overall quality from what I've heard Matt run into with his at about $50 to $60 cheaper. And it looks like a really great thrust.
No, I think, if anything, we have to expect a reversioned, like a full new mold Seeker Masterpiece in the near future. Like, I don't think that's something they're going to pass up after enough time has passed when these Conehead releases are not, like, still fresh on people's minds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because within the next few years, but not
2 years. I give it 2 years.
Future.
But as far as the Seekers go, what I would like to see is if we're at the technology with these toy designs, if we can get actual more than meets the eye G1 Seekers as the triangle jet. But I don't know if we can do that or not.
Impossible Toys did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying I have the thrust.
Not well.
Well, I mean, no, the Tetrajet mode was as close as we've gotten, and it looks pretty good in jet mode. I would like to see Masterpiece, and you could still get all the same colors. You can get the whole Skittles bag full of characters out of those. But it'd be if they could find the engineering to give you that Tetrajet mode, because I don't think the War for Cybertron version is very good.
Hey, so I'm going to say this real
quick. And it's not really a Tetrajet.
People watching on Periscope, I'm ending the stream now. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you later.
Down Periscope.
I mean,
that's
what
good.
What about I have a feeling like a Masterpiece Optimus Prime is coming.
I don't.
Because they redid Hot Rod, and that's clearly just Hot Rod.
You're not.
Well,
it's possible.
I would think later on when we get more into power, just going by the name Power of the Primes, I think that would be later on when you have a lot of that leader motif that's
not really going to affect Masterpiece.
It's not, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying if they're looking for synergy, you've got a line
There's no
out coming
synergy.
out that
No, we're getting headmasters we're getting G1 Masterpiece.
But if there's no synergy,
we're getting headmasters in the mass retail line, and we're getting Dinobots and Masterpiece. So there's no synergy at all.
And I'm kind of with Matt on the Trailbreaker and Hoist, because every third party, or not every third party, but a lot of the third parties have been pushing that out recently. Yes. So
which is usually a pretty good indicator, and it's a mold that they can use at least 5 times.
Yep.
With Diaclone repaints.
Absolutely.
Here's I think part of me thinks the next Masterpiece is going to be something that we have, kind of like if we hadn't known about the Star Saber vote, would any of us have guessed Star Saber would have come out?
No.
So I part of me thinks it's about time.
Fire Convoy.
For them to really do something that nobody's expecting, and
Big Daddy.
it'd be like
Super Genrai.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
I'd buy a Super Genrai.
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
Next year is the 20th anniversary of Masterforce, so it'd be the perfect time for them to
Metal Hawk.
do that. And it's still an Optimus Prime, so they're hitting it from both sides.
What about Metal Hawk or Overlord?
Well,
I mean, I could see that they'd have to figure out how they want to do a Masterpiece Pretender shell.
They could
as the first problem.
Something out of the blue you would not expect if they're going to do a Masterpiece Masterforce toy. Completely out of the blue, Masterpiece Piranacon.
I think Metal Hawk would more qualify for this because the Pretender shell aspect would make it be off the wall, unexpected.
But
if they did Super Genrai for the 20th anniversary next year, I could see them trying to get Overlord out in Masterpiece within the next year afterward.
If we weren't getting Scorponok in Titan's Return or Power of the Primes when he comes out, then I would say
it yet.
Well, I'm just saying it's my guess is there's some there's at least some pre-production work done on the figure.
Maybe a
Takara
model.
Yeah, Takara. If we get that figure, Takara will hopefully give us a black Zarak from it. Hopefully,
that's a lot of speculation.
Doubt it.
Why do you think we're getting a Scorponok?
Probably based on it being on that pole.
Yeah.
Right, and
how many giant characters are left?
And also the fact that we've got Fortress Maximus.
I'm guessing the next is going to be Unicron. Remember I asked about Scorponok and
Omega
Supreme, and they said they had something else they really wanted to do for the end of the trilogy.
For the Titan class, at least. It doesn't
for the Titan class, yes.
It doesn't preclude Scorponok maybe from being a leader class toy, though.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I thought he was talking about Titan class.
Yeah, no, I mean...
But if they made Fortress Maximus a Titan class, I'm sure they're going to focus on Scorponok being a Titan class as well.
Yeah,
I really wish they wouldn't, though.
Which means, to me, if they do in Japan, and it being 2018 next year, you got the whole Masterforce thing going on, it would make more sense for Takara's version to be Black Zarak, or a version of that mold as Black Zarak.
Well, that's the other reason for doing this as a leader, because then you could get Scorponok on both sides of the ocean and have Takara get their Black Zarak out of it.
Yeah, you would get. Yeah. I think you'd get Scorponok first, and you'd get Black Zarak.
Yeah.
But
I don't really see us getting a Black Zarak at all, as hard as it is apparently for them to sell Decepticon characters, especially at larger sized classes.
But heck, we might wind up getting, since we've got Hot Rod, we might get Kup and Blur. We might get, I I don't know. I just got a feeling one of the next few masterpieces is going to be something nobody predicted, and it's going to be just completely off the wall.
So, given the way that, Transformers is marketed in Japan, where it's very decidedly a collector line more than it is a kid's line, I think they could pass stuff like Overlord and Black Zarok on the collector angle, just because there's your easier way to get representations of these characters and trying to...
Then where's my Metro Titan, goddammit?
Even Takara doesn't want to handle a repaint of a Titan class figure.
Mm.
Exactly. So no Black Zarok.
Yeah.
Black
Unless
Zarok
it's a leader class.
But they won't make a leader class Scorponok. They're going to make a Titan class Scorponok.
Heck, for all we know, whenever Scorponok does finally come out, the San Diego could be Black Zarok, just for something crazy.
So one thing with Metro Titan, they could obviously cast it in however many colors they need to, I guess. But Black Zarok would be less expensive because he's mostly black, and you could just do black paint. And then have all the highlights and everything instead of having to have all the different colors.
Yeah, but the cheapest is to use clear plastic, Brian.
Oh God. Matt in the chat said Masterpiece Animorphs. Yes.
I wonder if, because animated is what, just about 10 years old, right?
Going on.
It will be at the end
In
of this
December.
In December.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe we might get like an animated Masterpiece Optimus in that?
No.
Animated does not, for me.
Animated would not transfer well to Masterpiece.
We don't know that. I mean, it could.
I don't see it.
It could. I don't think Takara has the
appetite to do it.
Motivation to figure out how.
Well, I'm just saying, if they're going to make anything from animated in the Masterpiece, a Prime is the obvious answer, unless they did the Megatron. And that Megatron helicopter as a Masterpiece could look really nice.
Would be underwhelming as hell.
You think so?
It's simplistic.
Whatever the next Masterpiece will be, we can all rest assured that it will not be Car Robots inspired.
Yeah,
I know because it's what I want.
I think animated Ultra Magnus would be the best Masterpiece toy.
Ooh, I could see that working.
Yeah,
I mean, I keep going.
Sentinel Prime.
Oh, I would love that. Go ahead, Diecast.
The world needs that.
I keep going through my head about Jazz because we've gone back and forth. Are we going to get a Masterpiece Jazz? And I was wondering if maybe the deal with Volkswagen / Porsche, because he came out, the Bumblebee came out US side too. Maybe that's why there was such a gap between that. If we are going to get a Jazz now, maybe they only wanted, they didn't want to have too many of them on the shelf at the same time. Since
they're waiting for Toys R Us to get rid of all those Bumblebees, they're going to be waiting a while.
We'll never get Jazz.
That's what I mean. Maybe that they were waiting for those to get off the U.S. shelf before Takara put out the Jazz.
I'll be honest. I've got my Jazz.
Right, but at the same time,
the rest of us would like a real Jazz, Don.
Yeah, we still have to address the official product line.
I think this is the best Jazz out there that I've seen. I don't think he's perfect.
Oh, no, he's not perfect. I'm saying, for me, he fills the niche. I can't see a Takara Jazz doing Jazz better than this unless they do something about these legs that are a little funky.
If they want to make a Masterpiece Jazz, all they have to do is scale up the Classics toy, because that's pretty much perfect.
I mean, they've already done the Datsun, so they have 90% of the engineering for a Jazz already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's never been about the difficulty of making Jazz. It's been about the difficulty of making
securing the Porsche license.
Well, here's something that hasn't come up yet. Do you think we might see a new Grimlock?
No.
No.
I would like to.
It's not perfect.
I love that.
It's a great toy.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I like it. It's just too small.
It's just, Megatron had MPO5 had issues which we finally got addressed with the new Megatron. Grimlock, for some people is not quite right. Tweet, this and that. And he is a major character. So if they did a new version of him more in scale with this post MP10 line, that might make a lot of collectors happy. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not a name we hear bandied around, but we have got a new Optimus compared to MP01 and a new Megatron.
Like at this point, the only upcoming mold we know about is Dinobot. I think after that, probably what we're going to end up looking at is another large one that's not based on a licensed object. I'm thinking maybe Blaster or Galvatron.
Oh, I would love a Blaster. I expected them to do that a lot sooner because of Soundwave.
And the funny thing is, a Masterpiece Blaster would probably be about the same size as the G1 toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope that would work.
Perhaps even a little smaller.
I mean, that would be an easy toy to make work because, like, FM radio parts are cheap. You can buy an FM
like
radio
said,
at Dollar Tree.
90% of the.
Go ahead, Diecast.
I was going to say, like you said with the other one, 90% of the engineering they already have from Soundwave.
And at this point, with the technology, like you could put an MP3 player in it and have it work a lot better than Music Label Soundwave.
Music Label Soundwave sucks. The toy's nice. Yeah, I don't think they would reuse the tooling for Soundwave. I think that. I mean, I think they would. I think they would go. They could. I guess. They could.
They're
not going to do it close enough on a Masterpiece, though.
Well, one's a box that's more square. One's a box that's very rectangular.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, going through my head of what could be the most out of the ballpark thing they could show off as a Masterpiece, and I think I would love to see a Masterpiece DEFCON from the Gambler. I think that would look really, really great as a
Masterpiece Cyclonus.
Yeah. Well, Galvatron. I think now that we've got a second iteration of Megatron, I think Galvatron's on the short list.
So Matt in the chat's asking, since they used MP10 to make Ultra Magnus, is there tooling from MP10 and Ultra Magnus?
No.
No, the cab of Ultra Magnus is basically identical cosmetically, but it's not like the parts are still all different.
It collapses into a pile.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that we assumed that MP10 would just be MP10 with armor, but that wasn't the case. It would have been nice if they did that. So for me,
would made it like twice as expensive, but yeah.
For me, what I'd like to see would be MP Beast Machines Thrust. I'd kill for that.
Yes, with like a battery-driven gyroscope function where it can actually stand on one wheel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Segway thrust.
I would like to see them do some smaller masterpieces like Bumblebee and get some more of the mini-bots in.
Yeah. I would like to see a Beachcomber.
Oh, why? Yeah.
Yes, I would love to see a Beachcomber. Since I'm obviously not going to get one in Generations anytime soon.
Maybe they'll retool Sea-Spray into Beachcomber, Matt.
The only one who's done
Beachcomber. Retool Wheelie into Beachcomber.
No, it has to be Sea-Spray for the ridiculousness.
Is that Bad Cube?
No, this is X-Trans bots. They're the only ones who really done a
How is
That's Arcos, right?
Yeah.
So
he's okay.
What I'd like to see, as far as the mini bots are concerned, would be instead of like making all the extra gimmicks for whatever toy that you use, for the price of basically one Masterpiece or maybe a little more, put a toy and its primary repaint together in one box, like
Wind Charger and Tailgate.
Yeah, something like that. Or
I would love a Gears and Swerve.
Yeah. I don't expect that to happen.
Even though it wouldn't be the correct swerve that I want. It would be G1, but you know.
Okay, in that case, Brawn and Outback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves an Outback.
So if we got the mini bots, I would love to see the GoBots repaint that they did for eHobby.
You totally won't.
Yeah, I know.
That would be great.
Because
I sold that set for like $40.
Even Takara got so skittish about the idea in the end that they didn't even use the character names by the time the set was released.
Let's see how much that set
Because the
goes for
legality
now.
was so cloudy.
Let's see here. I don't even see it.
Oh, that set goes for stupid prices.
I sold it for like $40.
Wow.
What year was
sorry.
that, though? Hi, John.
It was like 6 months old. It wasn't old at the time. It was...
Yeah, so you probably sold it for what it was going for at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I think we just recorded a mini cast for you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Did anybody actually record
When
that?
did the show end?
Let's see.
About half.
I
an
should
hour.
Always
9:30-ish?
recording, Brian.
I should have viable recordings.
Hey, people watching live, we're going to have to drop off. Thank you for being here in the chat. We love you. We'll see you next week. Please join us. We've been
Take care, everybody.